When was the last time you ate? Woo! Welcome back, adventurers, to my channel where I share training tips with you every single day as I train for my first 100 miles. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a beat. Now, today, first of all, amazing that you want to be a pacer or that you have been roped into it by a desperate friend. Good for you for helping them out. But maybe you don't quite know what that entails or what that means, and you want to be the best pacer possible. So today I'm going to give you a few tips, things that I've picked up that I can share with you. I've had the most amazing luck with pacers because anyone that wants to be a pacer is pretty much an amazing human being for helping us out in this crazy journey and not even getting a medal for it. So thank you. Now, number one, communication. This should be a pretty obvious one, but people don't communicate in relationships, people don't communicate on the trail. Know how to talk to your runner, okay? Figure it out a little bit beforehand. If you have the opportunity to run together, you can figure out if the runner you are pacing for prefers to lead or to follow. You can find out how much coaching they want from you on the trail. You can figure out your different experience levels because maybe the pacer is the more experienced runner, or maybe the runner is the more experienced runner and the pacer's just getting into it. So figure all of that out in some training runs, or at least communicate over email, if you're just gonna meet on the day of the race. Just figure that out. If you are the more experienced runner and you're pacing for your friend, that's great. You know a lot of the things to do. You can give them tips as you're running. Really, really good thing would be keeping their mind off of the trail, keeping them occupied with a fun story. I loved it when my pacer just talked because I could listen and it just felt like we were having a really good time hanging out together on the trail. And I got to know a little bit about her, a little bit more about her, and it was really fun. I had fun. It didn't feel like a long run, a 50-mile run. It just felt like hanging out with people. So I appreciated that from my pacer. Have some good stories. Now, more importantly, probably, would be actually monitoring your runner. So questions like, have you peed recently? Will let you know if they've been drinking water, which is very important on the trail. Another really important question, have you eaten recently? Running an ultra marathon, you should be, there's varying numbers, but probably getting about 250 calories an hour. And if you're not, you're gonna crash hard. So pay attention to what your runner is eating. And even when they act like me and they start to mumble and they're like, oh yeah, I had like a granola bar, find out, what did you eat in the past hour? Listen to them, tell them what they need to eat. You basically have to be doing the thinking for your runner because after 6 hours on the trail, after 12 hours on the trail, after 24 hours on the trail, the brain does not work that great. It's all about the rhythm and we need you to think for us. So do the thinking for your runner and tell them, have you eaten? Have you peed? Have you drinking water? And that will take a huge load off of them so they can just focus on putting one foot in front of the other. Last little piece of advice I would give you is to be double prepared. So anything you think they might need an extra of, you should have it. Maybe extra socks, extra food, extra headlamp or first aid kit. It is really wonderful if you are the runner and, in all of the last minute preparing and getting ready, maybe you've forgotten something. If your pacer comes through and they're like, I got you. You're just a superhero. You saved the day. So communicate, figure out what they're bringing to the race, try and think outside of that box and do it for yourself as well. What would I want if I was running that distance? Do the thinking for them. Be out there on the runner. Do the thinking for them. Get out there on the trail and just have fun together. Make it fun because that will make the miles fly by and it will be so much more rewarding at the end of the race to be standing there with your friend. Run happy.